Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. The Greensboro Police Department's Take Me Home program is available to family members and legal guardians of individuals with a cognitive impairment or developmental disability. The free program is designed to capture critical information about those who are diagnosed with conditions such as autism, dementia, or Alzheimer's. In the event an individual who is registered in the Take Me Home program encounters a police officer or is reported missing, law enforcement and emergency services personnel can use the registry to search for the person's photo, contact information, and a detailed physical description. This will save valuable time in safely getting the person home. The Take Me Home program is also helpful for people who are nonverbal or easily disoriented. Take Me Home is strictly voluntary and not limited by age or disability. The files are confidential and only accessible by City of Greensboro public safety personnel. For more information or to use the Take Me Home registry, visit the city's website. Old North State Medical Society is hosting ongoing COVID-19 vaccine events for the Greensboro community. Walk-ins are welcome as appointments are not required for these clinics. The vaccines are being administered at Bennett College in the Intergenerational Center located at 600 Gorell Street. Those in need of a COVID-19 vaccine can stop by on the following days and times: Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on Saturdays from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. This statewide effort is designed to keep residents safe during the pandemic, particularly those in the African American and Latinx communities. Old North State Medical Society began administering free COVID-19 testing in July 2020 throughout communities in North Carolina. They have partnered with local organizations such as the Andrew A. Best Medical Society in Greenville, the Greensboro Housing Authority, Quality Comprehensive Care Center in Charlotte, and the Durham Academy of Medicine, Dentistry, and Pharmacy. For more information or to request notifications about free testing, vaccine events, and COVID-19 education, visit the Society's website. The Greensboro Department of Transportation is working with the micromobility company Blue Duck to provide a shared electric scooter program in the city. Dockless electric scooters and electric bikes are available to rent, giving students, residents, and visitors an inexpensive way to navigate the city. Riders are expected to follow the rules of the road and obey local traffic laws. The scooter and bike riders must follow state regulations for public roads and the city ordinance that allows bicycles on sidewalks outside of the central business district. The e-scooters and e-bikes can be rented 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. The Blue Ducks operations team manages the fleet out of the Operations Center in Greensboro. The fleet is placed downtown in areas selected after consulting with city staff. Each device has GPS technology allowing Blue Duck to restrict riding or parking in areas where they are not allowed. To locate and unlock available devices, use the Blue Duck app, which can be downloaded from the Apple or Google Play stores. It's important to note riders must complete an online safety tutorial before taking their first ride. The city developed a partnership with Cone Health to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's news for your health.
Hi, I'm Laura Watson, registered dietitian with Cone Health Nutrition and Diabetes Education. There are a lot of mixed messages out there about healthy eating, so today we're going to unpack some do's and don'ts about healthy eating and how to make smart food choices. Because there are so many mixed messages about health and nutrition, it can be very confusing. Do be very selective about what you believe about health and nutrition. Do make sure that your information is coming from a licensed nutrition professional and that they are credentialed to give you that nutrition advice. Do be very wary of any fad diets. 95% of diets do not work. They are unsuccessful in the long term and cause weight regain. So do follow a balanced diet with a variety of different things and do include different types of food groups. We want to follow the general My Plate recommendations that incorporate a variety of different things, grains and proteins, and vegetables, fruits, and dairy products. Unless there is a medical reason why you need to avoid a certain food group, do not restrict your intake of any major food group. When we're talking about grains, we want to choose whole grains. So that includes things like oatmeal and whole wheat cereals, quinoa, whole wheat crackers, okay? What we're looking for, guys, is in the ingredients list, we're looking for whole grains. So the very first ingredient should be whole. It could be whole wheat, it could be whole oat, it could be whole quinoa, it could be whole rice, but what we want to do is have the first word be whole. That's gonna give you the most fiber and the most B vitamins. When we're talking about fats, we wanna choose heart-healthy, unsaturated fats. That's going to be things like olive oil, or your Smart Balance or pumice bread. These are made from vegetable-based spreads, so that they are not going to have any saturated or trans fat that increase your heart risk. We want to stay away from your saturated and trans fats. Now, most food companies have taken trans fats out of their products or have marketed that there's no trans fats, but it can be misleading. So in this product, it says that there's no trans fats, but if you look at the ingredients list, they can be hidden, and they're called hydrogenated oils. And those is just a tricky word for trans fat. So we do want to avoid those types of products and stick with more of the heart-healthy liquid type things when we're doing our cooking and our seasoning. For your meat, we want to choose meats that have less marbling on them. So those are the white spots. So we want to choose things like poultry and fish more often. Lots of brightly colored fruits and vegetables. So fresh, frozen without sauce. Canned is fine as long as you dump out that the liquid that's in the can and wash that off, because that's really high in sodium. When we are eating, we want to practice mindful eating. So it's not just what you eat, but it's how you eat when we're talking about being healthy and making healthy eating choices. So a lot of us today are very, very busy, and a lot of times we eat more than what our bodies actually need when we're eating so quickly. So intuitive eating means sitting down at a table, turning off the TV, putting away your tablet, putting away the computer or the work, and taking a break to actually enjoy your meal. Take smaller bites. Savor that food that you're eating. Taste it. Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it spicy? Does it need some salt? Do you even really like what you're eating? Make sure that you're actually enjoying that. Chew your food slowly. Put your fork down in between bites. Take a sip of your beverage in between bites. Make the meal last at least 20 or 30 minutes, as it takes 20 minutes for the signal from your stomach to reach your brain and tell you that you're full. As you're eating, check in with yourself mentally and see where you are in your fullness cues. As you're getting comfortably full, stop. Make sure that you are getting adequate hydration as well, because sometimes we feel like we're hungry when we're actually thirsty. So keep your bottle of water with you at all times and take sips of it throughout the day so that you can stay hydrated and focused. I hope you found these tips helpful. For more information, please visit us at conehealth.com/healthyeating. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Laura Watson.
The city has created another commission to its long list of boards and commissions. This group of volunteers will focus on culture and the arts. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The City of Greensboro has added another volunteer opportunity to its list of boards and commissions. Residents are encouraged to serve on the 9-member Cultural Affairs Commission. Start by completing the online interest form before Friday, June 25th. Creative Greensboro's Office of Arts and Culture, along with members of the Cultural Arts Task Force, will review the applications and recommend an initial slate of candidates, which will be considered by City Council. Terms will begin in the fall. The commission will be comprised of Greensboro residents who represent the creative community, business sector, arts and culture patrons and participants, and members of the general public. Members of the commission will promote the work of Creative Greensboro and serve as liaisons to the City Council. Members will also advise Creative Greensboro's leadership and make recommendations to City Council on programs designed to achieve the objectives of the Creative Greensboro Cultural Arts Plan. Commission members will serve a 3-year term with the possibility of reappointment for one additional 3-year term. Meetings will be held on the second Monday of each month from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. To learn more about Creative Greensboro or to access the application for the Cultural Affairs Commission, visit the city's website. Construction of the Battleground Parks District at Country Park will redirect traffic. To support this next phase of development, the Nathaniel Green Drive loop through the park will permanently close to motor vehicle traffic beginning on Monday, June 21st. Residents are advised to park at J.C. Park if they want to visit Country Park. The loop road will remain open to bicyclists and pedestrians during construction. The nearly $5 million construction will add Parks and Recreation's first zip line over Sloan Lake, skywalk pathways in the trees, a new promenade area for events, an additional picnic shelter, and restrooms. The dog park will be moved near the Lawndale Drive park entrance next to a new ADA accessible parking area. Currently, the loop road only allows motor vehicles on weekdays. Residents who use mobility devices and have accessibility concerns may contact the Country Park staff at 336-430-6562. Construction is expected to be complete in 2022. The park will remain open during construction. Residents who want to avoid the construction are encouraged to download the free Piedmont Discovery mobile app to search other parks in Greensboro and throughout Guilford County. The artists for the Neighborhood Arts Residency have been selected. The program will debut in 3 East Greensboro neighborhoods. Each resident artist is awarded up to $22,500 to support monthly arts programming and a mural installation through November 30th. Creative leader and educator Darlene McClinton will work with the Dudley Heights neighborhood. Tab Arts Center nonprofit, led by Executive Director Sunny Gravely Fouché, will work with the Kings Forest neighborhood. Artist Harry Turfel will work with the Glenwood neighborhood. Leaders from each neighborhood participated in the residency decision process. The Neighborhood Arts Residency program is made possible by the City of Greensboro, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and the Community Development Block Grant Program. For more information about the Neighborhood Arts Program, visit the city's website or call Business Services Manager Josh Sherrick at 336-373-7817. Nothing says summertime more than the 4th of July with all the fireworks and favorite foods. Coming up after the break, we'll focus on fire safety. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Neighborhood get-togethers or community block parties on the 4th of July usually involve grilling and firework displays. Joining me now to make sure the summertime fun doesn't turn dangerous or deadly is Dee Shelton. She is the public and life safety educator with the Greensboro Fire Department. Hello, Dee. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for joining me. Hard to believe we're talking about 4th of July, but it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
You do have some staggering statistics that I think are important to share about the danger of fireworks.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel like there's not that many. And we get complacent to that. If it didn't happen to me, then there's really not that many. But each year, a little more than 19,000 fires are started by fireworks alone, or at least reported. Some of them do not get reported. And approximately a little over 9,000 of those injuries are treated in emergency rooms annually around the fireworks season. And a lot of those staggering statistics is that it's usually teenagers. There are in every age range, but teenagers from like 11 to 14 cover our biggest amount.
Okay, that's a huge amount of potential injury and fires. So we want to make sure that we know the safest way to enjoy fireworks on the 4th of July.
Yes, absolutely.
And what would be your advice?
So the best advice go to a professional show. It's always better to let the pros handle it. That's what they do for a living. They've been trained. They've done lots of shows. They have to do so many hours shooting fireworks before they are released to do a show. So let them handle it. And they also have the good insurance policies to cover them. So that's the best way to enjoy them. And we've got a few tips we'll share here shortly too, that ideas that you can do at home instead of fireworks.
Okay, so if people are insisting that they're going to stop by the roadside fireworks stand and load up, can you be liable if you shoot fireworks from home and somebody
Absolutely.
is injured?
You know, and that there's a lot of laws, because first off, here in the city there is an ordinance that we do not allow fireworks. So there's that. And then at the county level, there's some ordinances in place. The state of North Carolina has a few ordinances in place. If it has a report, meaning it comes back or it goes into the air and comes back down, they are illegal in the state of North Carolina. Because if you were to shoot off a firework and it start a fire on someone's home, you're in a lot of big trouble. Or if someone to be injured or even die from a firework that you shot, there is a lot of legal, some time could be involved with that, as well as penalties and fines.
And when you say time, you mean jail time.
Jail time, yes.
Not worth
absolutely.
it. It's not worth it.
Not worth it at all.
Absolutely. Now, some people want to downgrade or think they're downgrading to a safer option with sparklers, and they give them to their kids. Is that a safe option?
It is not a safe option. We think that it is. We feel like, okay, it's a little stick. You hold it way out here and it's sparkling here. Sparklers can burn in the area of about 1,200 degrees. And to put that into perspective, water boils at 212 degrees. A cake bakes at around 350. Glass melts at a little over 900 degrees. So if you think about something melting a piece of glass, that's pretty hot.
Yeah.
A sparkler is about 300 degrees hotter than that. And we have a lot of children that are going into the burn center. They were holding it. They either burned another child that was near them, or they held it too close to their clothing and it caught the clothing on fire. So they are not as safe as we want to think they are.
And is that the same sparkler that you see at the end of wedding receptions?
Absolutely.
So it's not just kids, adults can be burned as well.
Yes.
Okay, so what are some safe alternatives if families want to enjoy the 4th of July with a little bit of flair?
Yeah. So we have some alternatives. So there's several tips. One of those is to use glow sticks instead. There are some centerpieces that you can make using glow sticks that are really cool for like your little cookouts or picnics. Colored lights like you would string from your patio or area that are specifically red, white, and blue. That's a really good idea. Purchase or make your own colored bubbles. There's some recipes online for that where you use corn syrup, dish detergent, and food coloring, and you can make red or blue or just use the clear bubbles for the kids. You can purchase or make your own July 4th piñatas. And then there's always silly string. Kids love silly string, and you can get it in various colors, so that's a great way. Also using those glow sticks to make some kids' jewelry, little necklaces and things to wear around their neck, and even latex balloons. You fill those with air, put a little bit of confetti in them, and then when the kids pop those, they get the pop of the firework and they get the sparkle from the confetti.
Okay, we went old school. You took us back, Dee.
Yes.
Well, you took us back, and it keeps everyone safe. So
Absolutely.
There's no fire involved, no risk of injury or burn.
We're still celebrating that July 4th, that birthday of America, but doing it safely.
Absolutely. Well, Dee, let's hope our viewers follow your advice so that we can ensure no injuries end up in the emergency room or the fire trucks aren't responding to the scene of any fires. Do hope you enjoy your Independence Day.
You
and
too.
Come back and keep us safe.
Will do.
Thank you. Stay tuned for some useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. The City Council is holding hybrid meetings where they assemble in the council chambers, but the public participates virtually if they want to address the council. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. The City Council meets on level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building, located at 300 West Washington Street. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The City of Greensboro is the recipient of nearly $60 million in COVID-19 relief and economic recovery funds as part of the federal American Rescue Plan, or ARP. City Council will spend the next several months deciding how to spend the first disbursement of the funds. Meantime, residents are encouraged to share input about how the money should be spent by using the Greensboro ARP Spending Simulator. This is located on the city's website as a way to capture comments or spending requests. The American Rescue Plan outlines a variety of ways the federal funds can be used to reduce the impact of the pandemic. However, the law does not allow the money to fund tax rate reductions or to delay a tax increase. Taking into account City Council's adopted priorities, the city may use the funds on recovery assistance for community programs, including nonprofits and cultural arts, transformative one-time infrastructure expenses for broadband, housing, or transit, to cover expenses related to fighting the pandemic, or to restore city revenue reduced as a result of the pandemic. The first $28 million has been dispersed. The remaining dollars will be allocated after May 2022. For more information about the American Rescue Plan, visit the U.S. Department of Treasury's website. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, meet the people who boomeranged back to Greensboro.
My name's Ryan Deal. I work for the City of Greensboro, leading the Office of Arts and Culture, Creative Greensboro. So we chose a house in New Irving Park for a few reasons. The lot sizes are really great. We have several dogs, 3 to be exact, and so it was important to us that we had a nice big backyard. This one happened to be fenced in. Almost anywhere that you select in Greensboro, we found we could be most anywhere within 10 to 15 minutes. And so the convenience factor was there for us, but the size home and the size lot, and the neighborhood is super walkable. We love getting out and walking around from neighborhood to neighborhood in the early evenings especially.
My name's Alejandra Thompson, and I work at Thompson Traders. So I moved back from New York City, and I didn't intentionally move back at first. I moved back during the pandemic in March of 2020. And then once I got here and I saw how great life was, I decided to stay. I love so many things about New Irving Park, my new neighborhood. The best one is that I have family nearby. Both of my brothers and their wives and their children live within 5 minutes walking. But I also love how many young families and young children there are in general. What I also love about Greensboro is it's kind of this balance between a big city and a small town. You have accessibility to everything, like airports and restaurants and art and shopping, but it still feels small. There's not a lot of traffic, it's not crowded, so you get this beautiful, balanced life.
So Alejandra, I came back to Greensboro to lead this Office for Arts and Culture for Greensboro. What's your favorite part about arts and culture or the creative community in Greensboro?
I grew up studying ballet at the Greensboro Ballet, so it goes way, way back for me. So I think we have incredible institutions here for art. I think there's a lot of experimentation in Greensboro that people don't know about, and I'm excited to be here and get to discover it.
A thing I love about Greensboro is like all of the things that you would expect to find in a big city. My experience is that you can find them in Greensboro. So there's a great symphony, there's great theater, there's great dance. And one of my favorite things in my work has been connecting with and exploring all the amazing artists, like the creative individuals that make this such a dynamic place.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The spray grounds at Barber Park and Keeley Park, along with the swimming pools at Warnersville and Windsor Recreation Centers, are open for the summer season. Spray ground admission is free for families and $1 per person for groups. Pool admission is $1 for anyone up to age 12 and $2 for all others. Visitors are asked to practice social distancing. Face coverings will be required when patrons visit restrooms and locker rooms. Pool visitors should bring their own lawn chair or blanket. The spray ground operating hours are Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and on Sundays from 1 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. The pool is now open from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. 6 days a week. Please note Warnersville is closed on Wednesdays and Windsor is closed on Thursdays. The pools at Peeler and Lindley must be repaired before they open to visitors. For a complete list of COVID-safe, socially distant, in-person, or virtual summer programs, visit the city's website. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout-out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout-out. This week's shout-out goes to Greensboro Television Network. The city's government access channel received 2 National Telly Awards. Producer Devin Smith won a Silver Telly for GTA Superheroes, an animated video promoting how the free service connects to other mass transit providers. Senior producer Carlos Castellanos and GTN reporter Rosemary Plyben won a Bronze Telly for their work on Living Rosie, which features an interview with Ruth Edwards, who is Greensboro's own Rosie the Riveter. The Telly Awards is a national television competition recognizing excellence in broadcast production. GTN has won 26 Telly Awards in the past 21 years. Way to go, GTN. Please remember, as more places continue to open, wear your face covering, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands often. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM and 100.7 FM. Be sure to download our weekly podcast, Talk City Greensboro, and now GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.